After the throne of God, God created the heavens. All praise be to God, who created the heavens and earth and originated the darkness and light. Yet those who disbelieve hold others as equal with their Lord. The whole universe was initially one big mass, which is named primary nebula. Scientists say that before the galaxies in the universe were formed, celestial matter was initially in the form of gaseous matter. Huge gaseous matter or clouds were present before the formation of the galaxies. Then he directed himself to the heaven. While it was smoke, he said to it and to the earth, "Come into being," willingly or unwillingly. They said, "We have come together willingly." Then there was Big Bang.
The expansion of the universe is accelerating.
Do you believe in God?
Me?
Creator?
The universe brings with mystery. Just because you can't explain something doesn't mean you can explain it.
Finding the answer has become one of the greatest quests in modern science.
Just a few years ago, we were trying to measure how much the universe is slowing down over time. It makes sense, right? An explosion happened a long time ago, the Big Bang.
Some believe that we are aliens.
No se trata de momias, se trata de cuerpos que están íntegros, completos, que no han sido manipulados.
No, the question is, you are not able to communicate with them, you are not able to talk to them, you are not able to. But you will.
There's just no evidence. And this is why religions are faiths. I look for that in the universe and I don't find it. So I remain unconvinced. But if you've got some good evidence, bring it, bring it on, bring it.
In 1927, at Catholic University of Leuven, Georges Lemaitre discovered that there was an explosion which resulted in the formation of galaxies. These then divided to form stars, planets, the sun, the moon, etc., and later named it the Big Bang. God said, "Do not the unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were joined entity as one unit of creation, and then we separated them?" On September 17, 1912, Vesto Slipher obtained the first radial velocity of a spiral nebula, the Andromeda Galaxy, using the 24-inch telescope Lowell Observatory, Arizona. He followed up with more Doppler shifts and wrote a series of papers establishing that large velocities, usually in recession, are a general property of the spiral nebulae. Those early redshifts were recognized as remarkable by Slipher, and were critical to the discovery of what came eventually to be called the expanding universe. In 1915, Albert Einstein formulated his general theory of relativity. General relativity is a theory which describes the motion of objects in instances where gravity plays an important role. Although general relativity predicted an expanding universe, Einstein was so resistant to the idea of an expanding universe that he introduced a mathematical factor known as the cosmological factor to his equations to restore a static universe. In 1917, Willem de Sitter found the solution to Einstein's field equations, showed that a near-empty universe would expand. Later he and Einstein found an expanding universe solution without space curvature. In 1922, Russian and Soviet physicist Alexander Friedmann originated the pioneering theory that the universe is expanding, governed by a set of equations he developed known as the Friedmann equations. After the Big Bang theory, Edwin Hubble finally discovered the expanding universe. By 1929, Hubble had completely reimagined our place in the universe. Not only was it home to millions of other galaxies, but the universe itself was expanding as well. Contrary to the previously held view of a static universe, Hubble ultimately proved that galaxies are, in fact, moving away from us, By studying the light emitted from various galaxies, Hubble discovered that the light appeared displaced toward the red end of the spectrum. It became apparent that our universe was ceaselessly expanding outward, and all galaxies housed within it were moving away from one another. This phenomenon known as redshift, a fundamental observation now known as Hubble's law. The idea of an expanding universe is a key underpinning of the Big Bang theory. Hubble's observations provided the earliest insight into the origins of our universe. God said, "It is we who constructed the heavens with strength. Indeed, we are able to expand it." So how is that possible, to mentioning the explosion, an expanding universe, when even telescope doesn't existed? And people of that time doesn't even think about these. It is God who sent messages and signs for later generations. And there's approximately 70% of the mass of the interstellar medium consists of lone hydrogen atoms. Most of the remainder consists of helium atoms. God said, God is the knower of the unseen. Not absent from him is atoms' weight within the heavens, or within the earth, or what is smaller than that, or greater, except that it is in a clear register, which also means that it is possible for something smaller than the atom to exist, and modern science has discovered now. And he completed them as 7 heavens within 2 days, and inspired in each heaven its command, and we adorned the nearest heaven with lamps, and as protection. That is the determination of the exalted in might, the knowing. He said 7 heavens. We have no idea where it ends. Even scientists says that whatever we know or discovered about the whole cosmos is very little. And we already know before that where is God, the causae, and how huge the universe is through them. The heavens were created before the earths, and the heavens were created in 2 days from smoke. The time in the holy verses is different than the time of the earth. Some scholars say that 1 day in holy verses is equal to 2,000 years for human. Some say 1 day is equal to 50,000 years. Some say it means periods. And it is unpredictable because it's uncleared. Space outside organized astronomical systems was earlier assumed to be a vacuum. Astrophysicists later discovered the presence of bridges of matter in the interstellar space. These bridges of matter are called plasma, and consist of completely ionized gas containing equal number of free electrons and positive ions. He who created the heavens and the earth and all that is between. The presence of interstellar galactic material, or all that is between the heavens and the earth, is easier to understand nowadays than the people of that time. There are so many realms in heavens: Lawhal Mahfuz, Sidratul Muntaha, Baitul Mamur, Elian and Sijin, where the souls depart after death, the sun, the radiation. All of these are above us, God said, and we have made the heaven a roof, safe and well guarded, yet they turn away its signs. In 1609, the German scientist Johannes Kepler said that not only do the planets move in elliptical orbits around the sun, they also rotate upon their axis. God said, it is he who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon all swim along, each in its rounded course. In fact, the sun travels through space at roughly 150 miles per second, and takes about 200 million years to complete one revolution around the center of our Milky Way galaxy. God said, it is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day. Each swim along its own orbit. And the God created the earth. Heavens took 2 days to build, and the earth took 6 days. And this is how the earth and moon formed. Also it is believed by earlier civilization that the moon emanates its own light. But science now tells that the light of the moon is reflected light. God said, "Blessed is he who made constellations in the skies, and placed therein a lamp and a moon giving light." Do you not consider how the God has created 7 heavens in layers, and made the moon therein a reflected light, and made the sun a burning lamp? It is he who made the sun a shining light, and the moon a derived light, and determined for it phases, that you may know the number of years and account of time. God has not created this except in truth. He details the signs for a people who know. People used to believe that Earth is flat. 350 BC, Aristotle was among the first to recognize the fact of our planet being a round sphere. He observed lunar eclipses, and noticed that only a round sphere could imply a circular shadow. Then around to 40 BC, Eratosthenes discovered it. His discovery that the Earth is spherical helped to lay the foundation for modern astronomy and geography. Then Quran reveals that the Earth is not exactly round but in oval-shaped. God said, "And the Earth, moreover, he made egg-shaped." Year 1514, a practical demonstration of Earth's sphericity was achieved by Ferdinand Magellan on Juan, Sebastián Elcano's circumnavigation. Then 1597, Francis Drake was the first person who proved that the Earth is spherical when he sailed around it. And 1697, Isaac Newton reasoned that the Earth cannot be a perfect sphere. Isaac Newton first proposed that Earth was not perfectly round. Instead he suggested it was an oblate spheroid. NASA says in 2017, even though our planet is a sphere, it is not a perfect sphere.
Our American way of life, isn't it grand? Peace, freedom.
In 1960, Frank Drake performed the first SETI experiment in search of extraterrestrial intelligence, and now people have discovered fossils of unknown creatures and people claiming of UFOs at several locations. And of his science is the creations of the heavens and earth, and what he has dispersed through them of creatures, and he, for gathering them when he wills, is competent. There are life exists others than the earth. There are so many creatures we don't know yet. We haven't met yet, God said. And he created the horses, mules and donkeys for you to ride, and as adorned, and also he creates that which yet you do not know, maybe in heavens and the earth. There are some creatures existed, that which we don't know about them, nor we deny their existence. Scientists such Stephen Hawking believed that there are lives other than the earth, in somewhere on the universe. He clearly believed that aliens are true, whether it is hard to find, but possible. In 2017, Mexican ufologist Jaime Moussan found two mummified bodies of unknown creatures from Nazca Lines, and in 2023, Mexican government unveiled them to the world for the first time, saying they're more than 1,000 years old. Quran is the biggest miracle that we ever witnessed, so how could you deny the existence of God and his messages? We just discussed about the heavens yet. What about the earth? What if these creatures are not from the outer world, but they exist on the earth? There are so many histories and mysteries on earth. Dare to know? It's just the beginning.